The one running back is Gurley. And he'll get it up the middle. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. All week in practice, they stressed grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. That means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
And we introduce you to these starters now, and Tavon Austin, a man who really doesn't need any introduction anymore in this league.
He did it all when he's at the University of West Virginia. Played wide receiver, slot, returned kicks, even lined up a tailback and ran for over 300 yards. All of those talents will be on display in this game.
2nd and 10, Goff again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The starting 11 defensively for the Bears.
Pernell McPhee's a strong run-stuffing outside linebacker who's beginning to blossom as a pass rusher.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They'll give it to him right up the gut. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Caught left side, Williams. Call it a gain of 3. And just like that, it's 3rd down. The offensive lineup now, and our first look at a guy like Martellus Bennett, very good player.
An excellent player. One of the best tight ends in the league. He can really go down the middle and catch the ball.
Seven yards remaining here on 3rd down. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They get 14 yards there and a 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The defense here for the Rams.
Michael Brockers was a first-round pick coming out of college, has done nothing but enhance that status. A tremendous player inside.
Here we go with 2nd and 7. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And he's got his man on the out route. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Now they'll run it on the toss. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
I enjoyed watching Robert Quinn in pregame warm-ups with you down on the field. Did it surprise you how tall and angular he is? You wouldn't think he'd be able to play against the run that well, would you?
But he can, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That's that wrestling background he has. He understands leverage as well as anyone in the game. A big-time wrestler in high school. He didn't lose very often.
3-time heavyweight state champ in South Carolina. The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Now Breeze. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bears have taken the early lead. Here's Connor Barth for the point after. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks. But it doesn't matter what you call a position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here's Goff. Over the middle, he hits Austin. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Goff throwing again. He's going to air one out. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field, and they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On the stop was Aaron Donald. Kind of running there at your own risk against that 4-3 and that big line, aren't you?
Yeah, and I don't really run it against a good 4-3 team that well because I've got to get those guys on the move a little bit. If you're a static running team, meaning you just want to run it in the middle, you may have some trouble against good defensive tackles. That's what we just saw in that play. No gain.
It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. Touchdown, Chicago! T.Y. Hilton, 76 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And the play clock's running down. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
I got number 23. I got you, 23. Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here we go.
Here's Goff now on second down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Here we go.
The one running back is Gurley.
Green 39.
He's going to get the football. And he's going to cut it back right. And he's brought down after a good gain. They'll get 32 yards there. And it'll be 1st down Rams.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
To throw on second down is gone. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. To throw is gone. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Todd Gurley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams have got this back to a 1-score game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Onto the field now come the Bears. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out.
And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. Barthon for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They go play action here on first down. He sets to fight. It's caught inside the 25. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, and they've got it here with a first down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Play clock winding down. Goff on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
On the stop was T.J. McDonald.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Now Breeze on 3rd down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. And the Rams getting set to go now. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. It's a pickup of 14 there, and it'll be a Los Angeles first down. They come up in an offset eye. On first down, it's Gurley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and all of a sudden here, it's third down. They're still in search of the first down after that last completion.
Hurry up, here we go. Boom, landed. Good.
Throwing on third, gone. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, I've got to give him some credit there. He tried to sell the out route. He tried to sell it hard. And as a receiver, what you're really trying to do is maneuver a defender inside to give yourself a little more cushion breaking to the out. But how about the defender reading it really well, not buying the fake or the maneuver inside, and getting to the sideline and helping break up the pass?
Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Here's Breeze. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Breeze will try again on second down. Caught left side by Hilton. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. Again, it's Breeze. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get it down deep into Los Angeles territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
To throw, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. Here's Connor Barth for the field goal try. And Barth puts it through. And that will extend their lead even further. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Back to the air. Goff on second down. Austin's got it left side. Give him 3 on the play, and they're going to face a third down.
Well, there really wasn't much there, but a completion is a completion. A tough third down awaits them.
Here we go now. Green, 30.
From the gun on third down, Goff. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. A great read, and it's picked off. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition, Charles. You and I were talking about in pregame. Just signed as a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove. Because any guy who's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him. So he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And this is caught at the 8. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Zach Miller, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bears will extend their lead. Now Barth for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there and swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Here's Goff. He's going to wind up and air it out. And now here's another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few different.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And a great spot to start this drive from here. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play. It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And that's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Kenny Britt that time, and it'll bring up third down.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route, are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, here comes Greg Zuerlein to try and get 3 for the Rams. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Time to step aside. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
Breeze now on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Bears continue to pour it on. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field.
And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
And the O-line will have to do a better job protecting here on 3rd down after that sack. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Got a man, it's Amendola. 18 yards there and a 1st down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 1st down, Breeze. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Bears add on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here.
Foot out, check. Foot out.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
52, 52.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. In his career, he has a spell of 10 straight seasons, 4,000 yards or more, only quarterback to do that. We're seeing more of it here in this one.
We better not take it for granted, because what we're watching, it's vintage Drew Brees, but it still is excellent.
They come up in an offset eye. Now Breeze. Caught left side by Hilton. 11 yards on the pickup, and that leads to a Chicago first down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Breeze going to sneak it. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Aaron Donald in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Breeze to throw on second down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. 3rd and 20, and no surprise, the defense in the dime. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. And Barth puts it through. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. And, Charles, they get the field goal. Took them a dozen plays, though.
Work with me on this one. You know what I'm about to say, right? Bend but don't break. That's what came into play here for the defense. 12 plays were run at them. They only gave up 3 points. In a lot of ways, that's a win for the defense.
Then he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second
half? Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On 1st down, gone. And they'll set up the screen to Gurley. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Now on 2nd down, this is Gurley. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you've got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Here we go now.
They are going for it. Curious decision to go for it doesn't pan out, and the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. They control the clock, they control the ball, and that way you often control the game. I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Touchdown, Chicago! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bears continue to pour it on. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. He's got his man on the crossing route. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
On 1st and 10, Goff. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Pernell McPhee in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. The one running back is Gurley. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Give him 6 on the run. It'll be 3rd down now with still a long way to go to get to the 1st down marker. And this defense looks for one more stop here on 3rd after the run. And the wide out in motion. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Third and long. It's Goff. It's complete to Britt. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, the advantage certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Call it a 3-yard gain, but they'll be forced into a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
23 yards on the play. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. On 1st down, it's gone. And that is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Back to throw. Gone. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. Now, that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go. Look at this.
On first and goal, Gurley. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Give him 3 on the gain there. Second and goal. Oh, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Watch it now, Barney. Over back there, Philly. Here we go. Detroit.
Mike 51.
No. Check. Patriots. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit. Here we go. Detroit. 39. Watch it now, Barney. Watch it now, Barney. No. Check.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. The throw on second down is gone. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Jonathan Bullard in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now from back at the 9 after that last play. This is third and goal. Now Goff on third and goal. Being chased out left. And now here is another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. There he goes left side. The 20, 10, 5, and they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction. Excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this run.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a third and 2 more. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on third down. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Desperation time for Goff on 4th. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And a great effort there to shed the count 10, and it helps him pick up the first. And now they're in the hurry-up.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball, and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it third down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. To throw is gone. They'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Here's Goff. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Going to give this time to the tailback. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
They were stopped on that play. They've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
Well, that's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on first down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down. They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some space here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. And now a first down following that long gain. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.